Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Watson Memorial Stadium in Hobbs as we prepare for this 5A Boys quarterfinal in the 2021 Fuddruckers Boys Soccer State Championships. Brought to you by our friends at Global Green Insurance and Jose Guerra in Hobbs, 2702 North Grimes. As Jorge Guerra bringing us today's coverage of this quarterfinal game between the number 4 Hobbs Eagles and the number 12 Atrisco Heritage Academy Jaguars. I'm TJ Miracle alongside Dawn Morgan. Thank you so much for spending some of your time with us. The doubleheader for us here today. The Hobbs Lady Eagles getting a big 3-0 victory against Las Cruces High just a few minutes ago. Was a little weirdness as I go to pull. I just love some of the way these things work. But
the Lady Eagles moving on to the state semifinals. They will play against Cibola in Albuquerque on Wednesday. Now, this quarterfinal match is going to determine who moves on to the boys' semifinal action. And the Hobbs boys certainly have had a stellar season again. They are 15-4 overall, 5-1 in district under head coach Alejandro Chavez. They are ranked number 4 in 5A, just like the girls were seeded into the championship rounds here. And Atrisco Heritage comes in at 11-8 overall, 6-2 in district. They are ranked 12th in 5A. But as we saw in the Hobbs girls match, these rankings don't mean a lot because, this team, Las Cruces, certainly gave Hobbs, some fits early on with some good defense and even more aggressive offense. And I think the Lady Eagles were expecting from them. Lady Eagles handled them, ended up with, handling them easily 3-0. But the Hobbs boys certainly have to watch out because at number 12, when you come in, less is expected from you, and you have a chance to just try to knock off a giant and play spoiler and be a surprise, entry into the semifinal action for the state soccer championships.
And the winner of this game will go on to play Santa Fe High on Wednesday afternoon. Santa Fe High outlasting Volcano Vista last night, a 4-3 match. I think a little bit unexpected there for that one. So the winner will play in Santa Fe on Wednesday. Hobbs has knocked off this Atrisco Heritage team already this season. They beat them 2-0 in pre-district play. So Hobbs has got to be careful not to come in thinking, well, okay, we've already beat this team, so
right.
Let's just start thinking about Santa Fe. No, you don't get to this point without doing the work. Atrisco Heritage, upset Rio Rancho 1-0 in their first round match. So this is a team that has the ability to kind of be the spoiler. So as you mentioned, as the teams out on the field, we'll do the national anthem and return. This is the Fuddruckers Boys Soccer State Championships from HobbsAmerica.com and the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel. And welcome back to Hobbs Eagles Soccer in the 2021 Fuddruckers 5A Boys State Championships. This is the 5A quarterfinals between the Hobbs Eagles, seeded number 4 in the state, coming in with a 15-4 record, 5-1 in district. And they were the number 4 team under head coach Alejandro Chavez, taking on Atrisco Heritage, 11-8 overall. They were 6-2 in their district. They are the number 12 seed under Javier Hernandez for Atrisco Heritage. I'm TJ Miracle with Dawn Morgan. Our coverage on the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com from our friends at Global Green Insurance and Jose Guerra here in Hobbs. For all of your insurance needs, contact Jose Guerra, 2702 North Grimes. Home, auto, life. Jose and Global Green will take care of you.
Jorge.
Jorge, yes.
He said Jose.
Oh, I've got too many names floating around on my lists here.
Okay.
So the two teams going out to the pitch as we get ready for this one. Hobbs looking to make it a sweep in the 5A quarterfinals. The girls winning earlier here on the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel by a score of 3-0. Hobbs will be wearing the home black uniforms with white letters and numbers. For Atrisco, they are in the road whites with the, looks like blue, or, yeah, they're the blue letters and numbers.
Kind of a purple.
Kind of a purplish blue. They are navy, gold, and green are their school colors. So, of course, it will be Atrisco soccer to start this first half on a warm afternoon here at Watson Stadium. And we'll go ahead and apologize in advance for if we start getting some glare on the camera. It's because the way the press box is, we'll be right into the sun before the end of this one. So we are underway, boys 5A quarterfinals, as Atrisco will take it back, and that'll be Sotelo who feeds it forward. Hobbs immediately just intercepts it and feeds it around. A little header there from Ryan Middleton. Atrisco will get it back and take it back out near midfield. Atrisco now with a little run down the far sideline as Sotelo takes it down, and it's going to be swatted away and knocked out of bounds by Malachi Rodriguez for the Hobbs Eagles. It'll be a throw-in on the far side for the Jaguars. And the throw-in, and that one is going to be immediately headed by Hobbs back to Atrisco, who knocks it onto the far side, and they're just kind of feeling each other out here early. A collision, and Atrisco is going to control the ball, looking to bring it near side to Vega. Vega will control. Coming out to guard him is Middleton. Now Hobbs will steal it away, and Hobbs with a breakaway. Coming up the field is Chavez, looking for some room, and knocked away at the last second. A hustle play by Randy Artalejo for Atrisco to knock it away. Hobbs with an opportunity right there, but coming up empty, it will be a corner kick for the Hobbs Eagles. It appears that it'll be Yahir Chacon, the midfielder, to take it in. So a set play here early for the Eagles, just underway in this quarterfinal matchup. So the Eagles will set it up as Chacon sends it in, and the keeper is just going to knock it away for Atrisco. And they'll try and get a little breakaway now with Vega. Vega has a little bit of trouble. He's bumped from behind and sliding down, getting it, but somehow Vega will keep control of the soccer ball. Coming near side, Atrisco still with it. That'll be Sotelo, who's going to be pinned up over on the near side. Or pardon me, that's not Sotelo, that's Artalejo. And Hobbs will steal it away and start it back the other way. Hobbs is moving from the south to the north to Rodriguez, who will just tap it back to Villarreal. Now they're going to get it into the defenders' clutches and just try and settle things down. A couple minutes gone here in the opening period, and it'll be out, and it'll be Atrisco soccer ball on the near side. The throw-in will be made by Adrian Vega on the near side. So what do you think here early, Dawn?
Early on, I'm just trying to follow the action with the camera, okay? Yeah, I did. You ran the camera on the girls' match, so this is my first experience with the boy with the camera on the soccer match. So, yeah, I'm just trying to follow the action with the camera and not thinking about the action too much.
Go to Malachi Rodriguez, and he'll do a long cross pitch pass that'll go out of bounds. It'll be Hobbs soccer ball between the benches near midfield on the throw-in. If you need to move that out, maybe we can a little bit. And the throw-in from the Eagles up the far side, and it'll be headed immediately back out of bounds by Sergio Chavez, one of the defenders for Atrisco. Now on the throw-in, Hobbs will have it, looking for a little soft spot in the defense. Somehow Atrisco will take it out, and getting to it will be Artalejo, who starts it back up the pitch. Artalejo, and he's going to get bumped off the ball by Hobbs, Castellano Hobbs for the Eagles. And Artalejo come and take it right back, working around middle of the field, trying to find some running room, and they'll find a little bit with Ornelas, who gets it tapped away, and then it'll be just a little soft kick, easily handled by the Hobbs keeper down in the south goal. We'll double check on the number for our keeper there. That may be Arona. So back into the Atrisco side of the field, going to be tapped away. Hobbs continues their pursuit on the near side with Chavez. Atrisco gets it and will bang it back out near midfield. Just going to try and slow things down. The two teams just working off a little energy here in the early going. Long cross field pass to Artalejo, who works it back towards the middle. Now he's going to come near side with Ramirez. Ramirez puts it in the air, and Hobbs will head it back out. And the Eagles control with Ron. No, Ron, that's Sebastian Ron, will run it up. And it'll get tapped away, and it'll go out of bounds. Should be Hobbs Soccer on the far sideline, and it will be. So Ron to do the throw-in from in front of his own bench. Toss it into Rodriguez. Rodriguez going to have to take it back to one of his defenders, though, as he was guarded pretty closely. So Villarreal with it. Just playing a little keep away, looking for a soft spot in the defense. Hobbs will continue to just kind of move it forward, working it towards the end zone for the Jaguars. A kick out by one of the defensemen, and it'll wind up rolling out of bounds in front of the Jaguars bench. So throw in for the Hobbs Eagles. 5 minutes into this one, no score. Boys 5A quarterfinals. The winner goes on to the semis on Wednesday. As Hobbs will tap it forward, and it'll roll out of bounds in the far corner. So it should be a Atrisco ball. And it will be. They'll throw it in from the far side, back in their own defensive zone. Your team really with a great look early. So the throw in, find in, Hobbs will try and get it up and somehow find in a little space. And on the run is going to be Edwin Ramirez. Ramirez, though, gets the ball taken away from him, keeps fighting through, and yeah, we're going to have a penalty and a free kick as actually that was number 1, Ornelas, having a collision with Sebastian Ron. So it should be a free kick from around that 20-yard marker on the football side of things for Atrisco. They're going to put it at the 25. And that's where Edwin Ramirez will do the kick. Keeper is Arona for the Eagles.
33 minutes on the clock right now. Still no score in this one.
And it's a high kick, and it'll go wide of even the football field goal. And so out of bounds, it'll wind up being Hobbs' ball. Still no score in this one. And neither team, as of yet, with a really good scoring chance.
Yeah, neither team really with a serious look at the goal. They're just the defense. It's a kind of a defensive battle right now, but the offense trying to get the ball on each side and trying to work the ball in close. And
so the high kick. And it'll be Hobbs' ball. Getting it into the Atrisco side, and just a little setback with Molinar, who will send it out on the near side in the Hobbs defensive zone. So Hobbs Soccer, it'll be a throw-in from the near side. Eagles and the Jaguars in this 5A boys quarterfinal matchup.
The player having to hop the railing to get into the stands, the bleachers, to get the ball out. We had that happen once in the girls' match earlier today.
Had a couple of them went right out of the stadium in the girls' match earlier.
Yeah, I had a couple really go over mostly it happened over on the visitors' side. Throw in, though, by Hobbs here.
And so it'll just kind of play back and forth on the headers. Goes to the turf, and a battle for it right at midfield. Finally, Hobbs will control it as Middleton will bring it and throw it across to Chacon. Chacon feeds it up. Hobbs working the far side of the field on a sprint. Chavez gets to it as he will fight over there with Artalejo, trying to get it inside, and a good header to get it away from danger for Atrisco. Now they'll start it back up the other way as Hobbs will drop back in defense. to the near side with Ramirez. He'll kick it up, trying to get a guy bird dogging a little bit down the field. And just keep it right at midfield. Hobbs will control. Middleton running it up, finds a little space. He can have an angle kick if he looks for it, but he is going to get blocked out. Nothing he can do as Molinar comes over and manages to block Middleton's attempt at the before he could even attempt a shot. Hobbs has had that a couple of times where they've had breakaway attempts, but hustle plays by the defenders for Atrisco have come back and kept them from getting a look at it. So a kick out for Heritage, and it'll be controlled by Artalejo. Artalejo tries to feed it forward. Hobbs will steal it away with Villarreal. Villarreal, though, going to lose the ball as Ramirez, looking for a little running room, tries to weave through traffic, and a nice job by the Eagles right in the middle of the field to steal it away. So Hobbs will start it back the other way to midfield, feeding it forward, trying to find a streaking Chavez who got blocked out, and the keeper for the Jaguars will have to come out and take that. I'll double check his number. I've got two keepers listed, and they both wear number 0. One wears 0, one wears 00. So Ramirez on the near side, and it'll be just tapped out by Vega. A throw-in for the Eagles. Should be Villarreal to throw it in on the near side. Still no score in this one. 10 minutes gone here in the first half of play. Villarreal on the throw-in. Hobbs trying to get it to the middle of the field with Chacon. Chacon tries to get it to Chavez coming up on the right wing. And before it goes out, Atrisco going to kick it away, but it does go out. So it'll be the throw-in on the near side for the Eagles. Roll it forward, and I believe, that'll be Ryan Middleton, number 13, on the throw-in. Or are they going to say it'll be a corner kick? I think they're going to give him I think it'll just be a throw-in from near the corner. Middleton will toss it in, tosses it in towards goal, and the keeper just going to have to come up, and he jumps up over all of the Eagles. That kid could play basketball with those kinds of ups, and snatches it out of the air. Their keeper is Jose Corral, 00. And so a long shot down the field into the Hobbs side as one of the Atrisco players takes a slide into the turf, misses the ball. Saw that a couple of times in the girls' game with the footing getting a little bit iffy as Chavez tries to weave through traffic. Will get the ball stolen away by Chavez. Chavez on Chavez. So to the near side for the Jaguars, trying to get it into the middle. Hobbs a little bit out of position, sliding over, trying to kick it away. Good defense for the Eagles as they'll get it back with Middleton. Tries to tap it around on the near side with Vega. Vega will control and will give it right back to Hobbs with Villarreal. So Villarreal controls to Middleton, near side, and then up to Ron. So Ron controls, looking for a little bit of space as he's being contested heavily on the near side. Now Atrisco controls back to the middle of the field with Corral Torres. Corral Torres brings it back into the teeth of the Eagle defense. And now it'll just be Atrisco to resettle it. Still on their side of midfield. So Artalejo just walks it near side as Middleton comes over to contest. Kicks it, trying to get Ornelas forward, and it'll go out of bounds. I believe, it will be last touched by the Eagles, and Humberto Hernandez, one of the strikers, pushing it out of bounds. So the throw in for Atrisco on the near side with Adrian Vega. So Vega will toss it to Artalejo, who feeds it forward right into the middle of the Hobbs defense. So Hobbs will control it and just kind of try and walk it out. So now controlling for the Eagles. Rodriguez gives it back over to Atrisco. 15 minutes have expired in this first half of play. Neither team has really found any rhythm as of yet. This may be a case if it comes down to who's better conditioned the way we're going here. So a lot of contesting and a lot of stealing on both sides. As up is Ornelas. Gets it into the corner for Vega. And Hobbs will steal it away and just kick it out of trouble, trying to get it to Chavez. They do, but he's in a Jaguar sandwich. The Eagle faithful wanting a foul, not going to get it, and a kick out of bounds, and it'll be a Atrisco ball at midfield. Okay. Jaguar ball. They're going to walk this one all the way back to about the 40-yard mark. And Hobbs has it, and then just a hard kick off of an Atrisco player and into the Hobbs defense. Feeding it forward again, Chavez. And he's going to battle right at midfield. Chavez with it, gets some help from behind. Hobbs weaving through traffic, looking for some running room. Ron gets it, but gets it stolen away by Vega. That kid's all over the field for Atrisco. Hobbs will control it with Castano Hobbs. Now to Chacon on the far side, where he battles against two different Jaguars, and it'll go out of bounds. And it'll be Jaguar ball on the far sideline. Clock continues to move down to 25.5 minutes to go, plus stoppage time here in the first half of play. No score in this boys 5A quarterfinal. Atrisco will toss it in, comes into the middle of the field, and Hobbs will wind up recovering it. Just a battle middle of the field. Atrisco still going to control it. Just weaving through as they'll get it to Lotta, who just checked into the ball game. Now Middleton will steal it away. Feeds it onto the far side. Hobbs trying to get things spread out. They're really working on getting Chavez with a breakaway. Have yet to really get it to work. But you can definitely see what the Eagles are trying when they have the ball. So a Atrisco ball now in Hobbs territory, and we're going to have a whistle sound. Going to be a foul on Hobbs. As sliding over was Nelson Castano Hobbs, and it'll be a free kick from around the 35-yard line on the football field. That'd be the 45-yard line on the soccer pitch for the Jaguars. And on the kick, it'll be Molinar, who sends it in, a low-line driver, and knocked away by Arona, who cradles it in right on the side post. So a shot on goal, and Hobbs manages to stop it up. Still no score. Atrisco has had many more scoring opportunities than the Eagles here early. And the header going to come out on the near side, and it'll be a Atrisco ball. So Hobbs has had some chances, but they really haven't been able to break free. Some good defensive plays by Atrisco has kept Hobbs. I think we've got one shot on goal.
Right. I think Atrisco has been playing very strong defense, much like we saw Las Cruces High doing, defending very strong in that first half at least against the girls, who ended up prevailing 3-0, but still scoreless in this Hobbs match with 23:55 on the clock right now.
And really that girls game earlier, it turned on a penalty kick from about 15 yards out that Hobbs got in, and that was the difference in the game. So Hobbs soccer coming up the near side. The Eagles looking for some room to move on through. Working it for the Eagles is Juan Kimona. Gets tangled up in the deep corner. Hobbs still trying to find it, and Atrisco will just knock it away, but right to the middle of the field, a little bit of a misplay as Atrisco tries to get to it, and they will finally control it. Hobbs going to drop back on defense as Fabrizio Diaz, that's Luis Ortiz, controls for Atrisco, and a little meeting of the feet and the ball, and goes out, and it'll be Jaguar ball. As we approach the midway point of this first half of play, still no score. Our coverage here on HobbsAmerica.com and the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel from our friends at Global Green Insurance. And the throw-in goes immediately back out between the benches. And it'll be Hobbs ball. The last touched by the Jaguars. Hobbs on the throw-in front of their own bench. Sebastian Ron to throw it in. Eagles control with Kimona. Hobbs looking for a little room, a little bit of a misplay, and it'll go out, and so Jaguars get the ball back. Of course, in soccer, very rarely get stoppages of time. They just add a little time on at the end. The Atrisco ball. And they'll toss it towards midfield. Finally settling it down is going to be Diaz. And we're going to have a foul called on Atrisco, so it'll be a turnover. Give it to the Hobbs Eagles. So Hobbs Eagle soccer. It'll be a free kick from 50 yards out for the Eagles. They're going to try and set everybody up around 20 yards from the goal. And the kick will come in, kind of a slicer. It'll be headed off by Atrisco, and coming over, getting it on the near side for the Eagles is Villarreal. He's going to get stopped up on the near side, and it'll go out and last touched by Hobbs. So again, both these teams, it's just they're kind of feeling each other out at this point. Atrisco, though, has taken much better advantage of the opportunities that they have had, but even they haven't had many shots. I think 3 on goal to this point. So the throw in, a little bit of a misplay, and it'll go out, so it'll be Hobbs soccer. There's Humberto Hernandez. Nope, now they decide it will be up to Heritage. So throwing it in is Vega, as Middleton gets the head on it, pops it back into towards the middle of the field, and Atrisco settles it down with Diaz. Hobbs will take it away, though. Nice job by Kimona. Just feeds it back to one of his defenders, going to try and settle it down. Now working the far side. Battle on that far side as Kimona tries to work it in close to the goal on the far side. Still a battle for it over there. Chavez gets involved too, and it goes out and last touched by the Eagles. You can tell Hobbs is, I think, really trying to get some lanes open to feed their strikers and their forwards, but I think Atrisco has probably seen this before, and so they're closing them off pretty quickly.
They're doing a good job of controlling the midfield and the backfield and really keeping that ball back from the Hobbs, from Hobbs being able to be as aggressive as that they would like on goal.
Going to be incredibly important for both of these teams to take advantage of the opportunities that they do get. In every soccer match, every team, no matter how good or how poor you are compared to the other team, there will be opportunities. It's just how well do you take advantage of them. Hobbs with good team speed. They've let Atrisco, though, have a few runs towards their goal. So they'll work it inside as they move it with Ornelas. Ornelas takes it up, tries to go in, and a great diving block and tackle for the Eagles. It'll go out, and it'll be a Atrisco ball. That could have been a very, very good shot on goal for Atrisco. That was Pacheco, who had a free run at it, and great defense and great hustle for the Eagles. We've seen that the other way a couple of times. Now Hobbs getting their own back.
Right. Sorry, my apologies too. I'm doing the best I can. That sun, the angle is the glare is coming in on my glasses, and trying to
and a
keep
long
up with
kick in that will go out. It'll be Hobbs soccer ball as Sergio Chavez kicks it away for Atrisco. Of course, originally they were planning on moving this press box to the other side. Has not happened yet. They do the rebuild and renovation here at Watson Stadium. Atrisco just kicks it into the middle where Hobbs will recover. Hobbs trying to just play keep away a little bit at this point. No score. The ball will dribble out, and it'll be a Atrisco ball. 18 minutes remaining, first half, no score as of yet. As it'll be Vega. He'll go down, tie his shoes. So we'll tack another couple of seconds onto the stoppage time at the end of the half here. Just got to make sure everybody stays safe. As checking in for the Eagles, Middleton checks out. The first sub of the game for Hobbs coming in. Double check that young man's number. That'll be number 16, Eduardo Candelario, in for the Eagles. Candelario checking into the ball game. Also in for Hobbs is Andrew Chacon. Topping it back, and they're going to get it to their keeper, Corral. Pop it out. And it's going to go out of bounds off of the Eagles. Not able to corral that near side was Chacon, the senior. So the throw in, Vega taps it in, but Hobbs will steal it away. But there to save it is Artileo for the Jaguars. Jaguars are really trying to keep Hobbs pinned on the side, and they're putting 2, 3, 4 defenders to contest everything Hobbs is doing. Hobbs not able to really get things spread out at this point. Hard to get it forward to your strikers when there's nowhere to kick it to them, and it'll somehow be saved in, but Atrisco will get it. Vega taking a sprint up the far sideline, looking for a little room. Feeds it forward to Ornelas. Hobbs is there, though, to contest. Somehow, Ornelas gets it through, tries to get it back to a cutting Pacheco, but Hobbs will just kick it away and out of immediate danger. A little bicycle kick there. I wondered when we'd see one of those. Diaz. Usually better idea to do if you're closer to the net. Do the whole Pele thing.
Right.
Yes, I do know the name of one soccer player, one professional, as Ornelas throws it in, and just having to go down and grab that one is Mizell Arona. So the keeper for Hobbs, well, he hasn't exactly been busy. There have been some quality looks. So he'll kick it out into the midfield, onto the near side to Chacon for the Eagles. Feeds it up. Not in position to really give effective chase is Candelario as it deflects in on the keeper for the Jaguars. Now a little bit of a bobble, and yep, we're going to have a penalty on Hobbs. Foul called. So it'll go over to Atrisco. I think both of us have got a little bit of the cough here, so a free ball.
It's the wind
It is.
coming in through our windows. It's blowing kind of into us. And
so a long kick down, yes. And a battle for it, and it'll go out in the corner. And I'm not sure why Atrisco took that in Pacheco, because it would have been out off of Hobbs and given Atrisco a corner kick. So Hobbs gets a little bit of a break right there, but Atrisco gets the ball back. Right now they're just playing much more aggressively and getting in Hobbs' passing lanes and taking it away from the Eagles. Go back in the midfield neighborhood. Atrisco seems much more under control right now than the Eagles, running all over the place. So Hobbs will control. A little bit off the heel and right back into Hobbs. They'll feed it forward, but nobody home except one of the Jaguars as Candelario heads it forward as Chavez controls for the Eagles, but loses it. A little bit of a funny bounce and back in onto the feet of the Jaguars. Trying to get it to the middle of the field. Going to be tapped away by Chacon, who takes it far side for Hobbs, and then a sliding tackle. Nothing that Chavez can do. A clean tackle for the Jags. So Hobbs, I think, just needs to take a deep breath at this point and see what they can figure out as that one squirts through everybody and back into Atrisco control. As Kimona for the Eagles, just trying to work it into the middle. Still not a lot going on, so now Chacon with it. Looking for a little bit of an angle, pops it forward and off of Chacon. He knocked back across the field and out of immediate danger by the Jaguars. Little stutter step trying to feed it to a breaking player, stolen away by the Eagles. Chacon leaves it off in the middle for Chacon. Chacon back to Chacon as Andrew takes the wide angle shot. Spun on him a little bit into Hobbs' control, though, in front of the net, and stolen away by Atrisco. So Hobbs with a good look there, but not able to capitalize as Chacon will slide down and kick it out, and Vega will throw it in from the near side. 12 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the first half. Hobbs Eagle Soccer in the 2021 Fuddruckers NMAA State Soccer Championships. Broadcasting in video and audio today with rights granted and paid for from the NMAA, granted by the NMAA, paid for by the Walmart Digital. So Vega just going to take his time. So now he'll throw it in. Checking into the game is Randy Artalejo. And he just pushes down an Eagle. Where was the foul on that? No call. And a battle with Hernandez, who gets it forward to Candelario. Candelario Kicks it across, and it'll be stolen away by Atrisco. A little bit of room to run now for the Jaguars up the far side, trying to get it into the middle. A little bit of a misread as Molinar can't handle it, but he'll take it back to Artileo on the attack. Feeds it forward to Ornelas. Nifty little move, goes in and blocked away as he tried the shot from the left wing. And knocked away by the Eagles. As Ornelas still trying to get it in, and it'll be blocked away. Nice job by Arona for the Eagles, and it'll finally go out. But that's probably the most sustained attack we've seen for either team so far in the first half.
Certainly the most consistent and the most well-planned in terms of play and counterplay.
So to Chacon for the Eagles as Vega wraps him up as he'll tap it forward to Candelario. Candelario bringing it up the near sideline and knocked away by Vega. It'll squirt through, and the keeper, or Atrisco Corral, will have to come over and corral it in. Appropriate that your keeper's name is Corral. I really figured I'd wait at least another 15 minutes before I used that. So back out near midfield, Chacon trying to get Chacon near side, and that'll work. Chacon saves it. He comes in, boots it forward, having to come over as Corral and get it as Chacon takes the leap over. Yahir had an opportunity there, but Corral, the keeper, comes out and manages to take it away, and he'll pop it straight up as the Jaguars will take back over. Hobbs trying to keep that from happening. Clicking down to 10 minutes remaining. First half, no score in this quarterfinal matchup. Winner plays Santa Fe on Wednesday in Santa Fe. From the near side, it'll be Artilejo. Controls, gets bumped. Pardon me, that's Diaz. And Diaz will just kick it out of the back of the end zone, and it should be Hobbs' kick. Forgive me, I've got a little gnat or something flying around in my vision here. There it is. It's a spider, and it's now a dead spider. You never know what you're going to get in this press box.
Uh-oh.
I think it was a piece of the spider I just killed.
Yeah, all right. Thank you.
It was not alive. And so Hobbs will kick it out and back towards midfield as the battle will ensue. And Vega will wind up controlling. Hobbs trying to corral him up. Just a little stutter step by Perez, one of the defenders for the Jaguars. Feeds it forward, and just a little bit of a misplay on the far side in front of the Atrisco bench. It'll wind up being Hobbs' ball on the throw-in. So Hobbs to toss it in. Vega will just toss it right back out. So now we'll try this again. Trying to get a little bit higher this time. And out to Candelario. Taking it to the middle of the field. Hobbs, almost. Needed about another inch or two. And coming to the middle of the field, and a long bouncing shot put in, and it is knocked away at the last second. Villarreal had a chance at taking that one home, but a stop again for Corral. Probably Hobbs' best look thus far. Couldn't get a lot on it, but he managed to get it on the keeper. So in the middle of the field, it'll be stolen away by Atrisco, running it up, working it through traffic, but coming back and making Malachi Rodriguez does a good job. Just tapping it back out of harm's way as Hobbs will get it again. Working on the far sideline. Big battle going on over there between Camano and Atrisco. Atrisco again, every time Hobbs has it, they're convinced, and they're just putting as many bodies on the Eagle strikers as they can. They are flying all over the field. A little bit of a misplay, but coming up playing trailer is Villarreal. Saves it, and will get blocked out, and it'll go out. And it should be a Atrisco ball, and it will be. Clock continues to move, 7.5 minutes remaining. Here in the first half, no score of this very defensive ball game. Both teams have had a couple of good looks, but really nothing that you would call just a great chance yet on either side. So it'll be a Atrisco ball. They'll kick it out. Their own goal area. Hobbs comes over and just heads it, but into the control of the Jaguars. We're continuing just to kind of weave their way through traffic. Trying to find a little running room, bringing it back towards the middle. Hobbs collapses in on it and stolen away. Nice job by Chacon. So again, two teams just kind of trading possession around the midfield area. Big H right at midfield. Taking it up. Hobbs will intercept the long pass, but then it'll be taken away by Ornelas. Ornelas on the run, weaves through traffic, and a nice kick away for the Hobbs Eagles as it'll go out of bounds. That was a good defensive play there, though, by Nelson Castano Hobbs, the senior, to keep Ornelas from having a look at sending it in on goal. 6 minutes remaining, first half. And they've decided that it is Hobbs' ball. So the throw in by Villarreal, Alan Villarreal. The senior has played a whale of a first half thus far. Nope, he's going to leave it off. For the throw in. And it'll be headed away by Atrisco. Just going to keep bumping it in the Hobbs defensive zone, and that one will go out. So Anthony Pacheco to inbound for the Jaguars. Of course, Atrisco Heritage Academy, a private school in the Albuquerque area. And just kicking it out of harm's way back up towards midfield. Hobbs trying to take back control. That's stolen away by Jaziel Perez, who kicks it across the field. Controlling over there, Stefan Molinar. He'll be pretty easy for him to pick out. He has different colored hair. Blue half of it and gold half of it. Kind of like their school colors. I wonder if he did that on purpose. I'm sure he did. So clock continues to move. 4:45 remaining. First half of play. No score from here at Watson Stadium. Boys 5A quarterfinals. Winner gets number 1 Santa Fe on Wednesday. Now the Eagles control with Chacon. Feeds it forward as Hobbs just weaving through traffic. And now trying to just get something going, and a slide tackle stolen away by Chavez. He'll send it in on goal, and it's a field goal, not a goal. So no points. Decided to take it from about 20-25 yards out and just came up way too high. Corral was a little bit out of position on that. So now back over to the Jaguars. And it'll go out of bounds. It'll stay a Atrisco ball. So Pacheco to throw it in for the Jaguars. Then going to be controlled by Artalejo. And just send it back to one of his defenders. That's Perez. And just playing it in the back. And, ooh, that would have been dangerous, but one of the players slipped down. And now it squirts to the middle of the field. And it'll be Artalejo who feeds it forward to a Chuggin Ornelas. Back to Artalejo, who sends it weakly in towards goal and blocked out. Dangerous, kicked away. And so they'll be resetting now with Perez. Send it in. And intercepted. And a little header back in towards goal. Kicking it away from danger is Villarreal, but still in danger zone. So now Chacon finally gets it, and he'll try and weave it out of harm's way. Nifty little move. He gets himself a little bit of space. Comes through across the midfield stripe. Oh, was trying to get Chacon breaking down the near side, but stolen away by Atrisco Heritage. So now they'll start it the other way. 2:40 remaining here in the first half. Villarreal pops it up. And Hobbs will just try and settle things down. They click down towards stoppage time. So ball right at midfield as Ortiz, who's checked into the game. The strikers, he'll move it through, runs into the Eagle wall. And Hobbs will steal it away and feed it forward. Eagles with a little bit of room to run. Coming up the far side, Vega kicks it in and into the goal. Light the lamp, the Eagles strike first, and they are on the board. For the Hobbs Eagles, Joshua Chavez takes it in and pops it home past a diving Corral. and the Eagles draw first blood in this 5A quarterfinal. That was a nice job. Sorry, Don.
Yeah, that was a beautiful run. That really was set up off of that steel midfield and then just took that all the way. And really, you could just feel him stretching out, and he was beating his defender all the way, controlling that ball, and then able to take a gorgeous, gorgeous shot on goal that found the back of the net. So really nice work.
So Joshua Chavez puts the Eagles up right before we get into stoppage time. Here in the first half, 1-0. It was a late goal in the first half that propelled the Hobbs girls earlier. So the Hobbs boys going to try and do the same thing. Atrisco going to feed it back, and really until right then, their defense had done a pretty good job of smothering the Eagles out. But we talked about it. When you get the chance, who's going to take advantage of it? So Middleton to Chacon, midfield, and he'll just work it back. Hobbs going to take their time. We are into stoppage time now. We're going to have a couple of minutes worth of it. Verona from his goal position will just take it out. Eagles going to continue to try and weave their way through. So one single solitary crack in the defense for Atrisco, and Hobbs is able to take advantage of it. And take the 1-0 lead.
Through speed and really good ball control. Just good talent there for Hobbs.
So Atrisco just going to continue to move it around. They may try and mount one more attack into the Hobbs zone before the end of it. Off the chest, Atrisco going to try and weave through traffic. They got a guy who came through, but Hobbs does a nice job just shutting that one out and then kicking it out in the Hobbs bench. It'll stay Jaguar ball. Pretty good crowd on hand. Of course, everybody for soccer is on the visiting side. We do not have the home stands open. I believe scoreboard operators and you and me are the only people over on the home side. It's a little lonely over here.
Well, it's the sunny
side
of the stadium.
Yeah.
And oh, yeah, we're back in play.
So we are back in play as we get down towards the end of the first half. I think it's probably going to play about 3 minutes worth of stoppage time. Go into the front with Ornelas, who misfires and goes out. It'll go over to the Hobbs Eagles. As I see the head official checking his watch on the stoppage time. Hobbs leading 1-0. We are in stoppage time here in the first half of play. So in and immediately back out. It'll stay on the feet of the Eagles. Inbounding, it'll be here, Chacon. Tosses in, and that will be the end of the first half of play. So a goal with 2:11 remaining in the first half by Joshua Chavez puts the Hobbs Eagles on top 1-0 going to the half. This is the 2021 Fuddruckers NMAA Boys State Soccer Championships, the 5A quarterfinals here on the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com. Our coverage from Global Green Insurance and Jose Guerra. Jorge Guerra.
There you go.
Jorge
Guerra. Thank you
Guerra.
to our sponsor, yes.
2702 North Grimes. See Mr. Guerra for all of your insurance needs, home, auto, life, Global Green, and Jorge Guerra right here in Hobbs. It is halftime. Hobbs leading 1-0. We'll be back in just a little while. This is Eagle Soccer from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports on the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel and also on HobbsAmerica.com. Welcome back to Hobbs Eagles Soccer from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports on the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel and also on the Hobbs tab at hobbsamerica.com in the 2021 NMAA Fuddruckers NMAA State Soccer Championships, the 5A semifinals, quarterfinals, looking for a place in the semifinals. I'm TJ Miracle alongside Dawn Morgan. Hobbs leading this one 1-0 after the first half of play on a goal from Joshua Chavez, a beautiful goal for the Eagles. So now we'll have to see what happens in the second half. Hobbs leading 1-0 as the teams come back out onto the pitch, Dawn.
Yes, and Hobbs was able. It was kind of a hard-fought, defensive battle. Both teams had some shots on goals in that first half. Actually, Hobbs. It seemed like Hobbs had fewer attacks, as far as and fewer penetrations, into the Atrisco Heritage goal and goal zone, but they scored where they need to, and from a beautiful long kick at almost midfield. It was a really beautiful running attack by Chavez, showing great speed and control. So Hobbs needing to do that again, get the ball out to one of their strikers and one of their forwards to at least take a run and be aggressive and take a really good quality shot at the goal. So if they can do that again and try to put themselves up 2-0, that would be a great thing if they could do that early on in this half. But it took them almost the entire first half to score, but they got to defend and really come out with hot defense and be ready to go for another goal.
Well, they certainly do, and again, Hobbs had a little bit of trouble with Atrisco's defense in that first half, so they've got to find a way to, again, get those opportunities and to take advantage of them when they did. I understand that the Lovington game against Taos up in Lovington, and the 4A quarterfinal today is in the books. We're waiting on a final score in that one, so 3 Lee County soccer matches here today from our family of stations.
And the Hobbs girls have punched their tickets into the semifinal match with a 3-0 victory over Las Cruces High just before the Hobbs boys match was played here at Watson Memorial Stadium. So we're hopefully going to make it 3 of 3 from Lee County moving on to the semis, but we'll have to wait for the final score of that game or that match involving Lovington. And, of course, to play this half, there's a lot of soccer left to play here. Hobbs is up 1-0, and that's a great position to be in at the beginning of this second half. But Hobbs, they can't be comfortable with that, as they're going to have to try to defend and keep Atrisco Heritage. I keep wanting to call them Las Cruces again. Keep Atrisco Heritage from tying it up.
And so it'll be Hobbs soccer as we start the second half of this match. Winner moves on to the semifinals. Into the offensive zone. It'll be stolen away by the Jaguars, who will just pop it back in. Hobbs trying to corral it, and it'll go out of bounds, and it'll be Jaguar soccer. The Jaguars, I think, going to continue at least here through the first half or so of this half to just kind of do what they did in the first half. They had opportunities. Good goalkeeping and good defense for Hobbs kept them out of the net. So the header in goes to one of the Hobbs defensemen, who will just pump it up to Middleton as Middleton leaves it off, but nobody home except for Molinar for Atrisco, who tries to split it through 3 Hobbs defenders. That's probably not going to work too good, as Middleton will get it on the near side and will kick it off of the leg of Anthony Pacheco.
Yeah, a nice block by Pacheco, actually sending it out of bounds. It'll stay Hobbs' ball, as Hobbs will have a throw-in.
And we do have a score update. The Lovington Wildcats did beat Taos 5-0. Thank you, Patrick Alexander, for feeding us that score.
And congratulations to the Wildcats.
So now it's about the Hobbs Eagle boys, as Middleton to Chacon into the middle and knocked away from safety by one of the defensemen for the Jags. They'll leap over it. Hobbs trying to collapse in the middle of the field, and they'll steal it away. Coming up is Chacon in the middle. Pardon me, that's not Chacon. That is Hernandez. And into and sliding over is Corral, and taking it out of the back of the end zone. Should be a free kick, I'm thinking, for Hobbs.
Yeah, I think or a
corner
kick. We'll see.
Or did we touch it? No, we didn't touch it last. So, yeah, it looks like it will be a corner kick for the Eagles as you hear Chacon will go kick it away. Hobbs not really putting the line up for the set. As Chacon will kick it, and Corral goes up above everybody and grabs it and will corral it. Corral comes out to the edge of the goal box and will toss it out for Ramirez. Ramirez back to Pacheco and just going to work it back. Eagles and the Jaguars, and so now Corral going to have to retake it and play it forward. Hobbs putting on the pressure.
They are early on spending a good deal of time in Atrisco Heritage territory, and that's exactly what they need to do.
Now Atrisco going to get it into the front of the field with Ramirez. Still working around midfield, though, as Hobbs has dropped back to play some defense. Atrisco going to be looking for some running room here. Coming out and just kind of playing keep away at this point. Diaz, he knocks it back to Pacheco, who will take it back to one of his own defenders around the 40-yard mark. 30 on the football field.
Spending a lot of time in Atrisco's backfield here.
Yes, they are. Both teams, again, just added the 10, 12-minute rest. And both of them should be pretty fresh, as that one will go out right on the Hobbs bench. It'll be Hobbs ball in front of their own bench. The throw in. Comes in trying to get it to Chavez. Chavez in a battle over on the far sideline. Just puts the foot on top of the ball. Controls it out. As taking it away for the Eagles is Kemano. Now running it in and trying to find a little room, but just no room to go over to Atrisco as that one goes out the back. 4 minutes gone here in the second half of play. Hobbs up 1-0 in this 5A boys quarterfinal match. And they're going to give Hobbs the corner kick.
Again.
So last touched by the Jaguars. And so it'll be Chacon kind of dekes it. And he'll come in and trying to get the header and the Chester in. Chacon on the near side. It's corralled up and it'll go out of bounds. And, hello.
And my apologies about that time. I was going to say, the way I'm looking, I cannot find, I'm looking
directly
into the sun now. And so it's difficult for me to see and follow the camera.
And the throw in and
follow the action with the camera.
I was more worried about the wasp that decided it wanted to come see what we were doing. It'll be Hobbs soccer as, the sun brutal and coming in at a very bad angle for us right now. And Hobbs will put it in, and wow, how did that get saved by Corral? I don't know, but somehow he pushed it out and manages to save a point-blank shot from Chavez. So dodging a massive bullet right there, the Jaguars. And it'll be their ball. Talked about the opportunities, and Hobbs missed a golden one right there. And again, we apologize for the sun. This is just a very bad time of day in the way this press facility and press box here is positioned.
Now the camera is seeing everything. It's my problem being able to see beyond the camera, looking directly into the sun to follow the action. But I think we're doing okay.
Out to the midfield, it'll be Jaguar ball. Kicking it up the side. Hobbs will intercept it with Mercado, who checked into the game. Up to Stellano Hobbs, but somehow Atrisco finding a little running room on the far side. Feeding it over. And just going to toss it back. Again, looking for some room. Hobbs going to keep them corralled up on that far sideline. And it'll go out. It'll be Jaguar ball on the throw-in. Ornelas will throw it in from the far side. Takes it in. Yeah, spiders and all kinds of critters in the booth, and a long kick and over the head of Arona.
Yeah, I've got Spider trying to make a web around on the camera over here.
So between spiders, sun, and hornets and wasps, it's
goodness,
it's wild kingdom up here.
Yes.
And just got an update. Actually, the final score of the Lovington game was 6-0.
Wow.
So congratulations, not 5-0.
Wildcats really dominated in that one.
Yes, they did.
Well, they are ranked number 1 in the state. So.
They are for a reason in Class 4A. So as we get back to it, Atrisco controls, trying to find somebody behind the Hobbs defense. Hobbs defenders doing a nice job getting back and disrupting the plays. Now going to the corner. Atrisco sends it towards the goal and will be tapped out by Rodriguez. So still a Atrisco ball. As they move it back out towards midfield, going to take a deep breath and reset. Pacheco. And Hobbs steals it away. That's Chavez. There's a little hesitation move. Now he's going to slow down, wait for some reinforcements. Gets it to one of his middle backs. That's Middleton. Appropriate. So we've got Corral in the corral, keeping it, and Middleton playing in the middle. I like it. And it'll go out of bounds. Throw out. Throw in, I should say, on the out. Atrisco sends it over as Rodriguez just bump it back over. Takes kind of a funny bounce as Villarreal. He'll get it, tries to send it up. Stolen away by Vega, but immediately stolen right back. And we'll have a whistle. I think we're going to have a foul on the play, way behind the play. As one of the Atrisco Heritage players taking a little bit of time getting up. You see this some in soccer. He's taking his time. Looks like he'll be all right as Edwin Ramirez gets up.
Limping a little on his right leg, maybe right knee or ankle there.
Yeah, so he is going to, looks like he is going to come off, and we will have a sub go into the game. Ramirez has played a nice match thus far. You hope that that young man's all right. Of course, this isn't like association soccer that you see on TV with MLS and Premier League and whatnot. He's all right. He will be able to come back into the game. You have limited substitutions at the pro and college level. Hello, see, I told you, there's that wasp again. Coming in to check on us.
Buzz-bombed both of us before it went right back out again.
If you're watching and you hear one of us scream bloody murder, please call 911 because one of us has just been stung. Still a little bit of a delay after the injury. 31:54 remaining in the match. They did stop it for the injury. Now they'll restart the clock. So it'll be a Atrisco ball out of the injury, almost timeout. Just a long cross-field pass.
Back.
It comes forward and back, and a header right onto the foot of Chacon. He'll take it up, and he'll be tackled. And, they're going to call a foul on Hobbs?
Wow. An offensive foul?
They're going to call an offensive foul on, so a turnover on Hobbs. So
and Atrisco Heritage wasting no time getting that ball right back in.
Yeah, Corral Torres feeds it onto the near side. It winds up coming onto the foot of Pacheco. Pacheco into a little space with Corral Torres and going to be found by Marco Lotta, who just checked in. So Lotta takes it back, and they'll try and find Vega a little bit of space. As he'll drop back now. Corral Torres. So Vega, they're just going to put it back in their own defensive end and try and completely get this reset.
Just beyond midfield. Still controlling the ball, though, keeping it away from Hobbs.
At some point, they're going to have to find their attack. Hobbs doing a nice job keeping everything pretty much corralled. And a long kick, and that one will be up and over.
Well,
taking a dive on the field is
wide off to the
Molinari.
right. So not really a serious threat.
No, not
scoring, but still.
Not particularly.
Atrisco taking their shot.
With 30 minutes remaining in the match. Hobbs leading this one 1-0. Winner will move on to Santa Fe on Wednesday. This is a 4-12 match as Atrisco getting the upset in their first match of the playoffs. So Vega loses it, and Hobbs will have it. Now they'll reset, looking for a little bit of running room. Coming forward is Chacon, gets a little screen, sends it softly towards Middleton, and he'll kick it over towards the middle and somehow knocked away by Vega and out. Hobbs, a great opportunity. There really nobody in the middle, and he couldn't get it to bend. Middleton kind of rolled it over there, I think, hoping for some bend or some
Right.
help, but
it
did
stayed,
not get it.
It stayed a straight shot,
But
absolutely.
had a wide open net. So Middleton will come near side. And it will be a throw-in, I do believe. Yep, it will be a throw-in. Middleton takes the running start, tosses it into the middle. A little bit of a missed time on the jump. That would have been a good opportunity to get a header into the net. So it'll be Ornelas with it.
Hobbs keeping it in the Atrisco's
keeping it
end.
through, and we'll have a flag up and a foul on the play. Good collision. They're going to say an illegal something on Hobbs. I didn't see the call, but it goes back over to the Jaguars. Who booed it out towards the middle of the field. Hobbs will take it, though, as Middleton comes over, and he will fight with Lotta. Oh, pardon me, that's Pacheco, goes out. So the throw-in will be for the Jaguars. Atrisco tosses it, and then, almost loses it out with Corral Torres, and does lose it out, but off of the foot of Nelson Castano Hobbs. So again, the clock just continues to move.
It takes a long roll way in the south part off of the track.
So it will be.
Take a little while to fetch that back.
It will be.
But here comes the Atrisco player.
And so that'll be Anthony Pacheco. Defender. Will toss it in, but right to Hobbs, who puts the header into the middle. As Middleton will feed it forward, trying to get it onto the foot of Chavez. Chavez battles down there, trying to get it. And somehow gets it back into the middle. So Camano for the Eagles controls it. Near side to Middleton, who gets the ball taken away from him, but manages to get it right back. Trying to weave through traffic. Not going to work when there's two players right on top of you, but good hustle. He comes back and will give it back to the Eagles. If you lose it, go get it back, young man. Castano Hobbs trying to get it to Chacon, but just a little bit leads his man a little bit forward. Hobbs squeezing in the middle just a little bit. And so it looks like Atrisco going to just settle it back and try and go on the attack here.
Sending it to their backfield, up to the midfield now.
26:45 remaining in the match. As coming up for Atrisco is Ortiz.
Good defense, Hobbs.
And he'll get it over into the far side for Vega. Throws it across the middle, but nobody home. And Hobbs will wisely just kick it back out to midfield. And had a foul at midfield as Chavez knocked over Jonathan Moreno. So you've got to play smart even away from the ball, because they will still call fouls even away from the ball. So Hobbs on the free kick, or rather Atrisco on the free kick from right at midfield. He's going to slide it over, set the offense with Pacheco. Pacheco going to send a long one towards the net and touched away at the last second by Arona. That one kind of rising and had some funny kind of movement on it.
It looked like if he had lost that, he was able to direct that up and over and away over the goal. If he had not done that, that ball would have gone probably off of his hands right over his head into the net. So some good goalkeeping right there.
And attacking from that east side and into the sun. So Arona is going to have to watch out for that, because that kick right there was coming out of the sun.
And it was coming from the right side, and that was very deliberately done, as that kick was not up in the air. That kick was on the ground over to the right to set up that shot exactly. So that was a planned attack, and they meant to attack it from that side.
And the corner kick trying to get the header in, and Hobbs will put the head on it and get it out back towards midfield with Pacheco for Atrisco taking control. Still trying to get it into the middle as Laura off of his knee, but then taken away by the Eagles.
Yeah, Hobbs desperately trying to get it out of their end zone, out of their zone.
Corral Torres for Atrisco. Continues, got a little too fancy there, tried to do it himself instead of getting it out of harm's way. So Hobbs will get it out of immediate danger back right at midfield. But Atrisco seems to be feeling their oats just a little bit here, and they've got Hobbs a little bit discombobulated. They're running around.
Well, they pulled one of their defenders up to the midfield level and left only 3 back there defending the goal. Then I think that was Las Cruces. That was what they were trying to do.
Nice job in the back by the Eagles and Rodriguez to take it away.
Good job at the front, getting very athletic there, taking a tumble.
So the throw-in will come from Ornelas. And nope, he's going to hand it off to Pacheco for the throw-in. Atrisco on the attack, trailing 1-0. The Eagles going to just kick it again back towards midfield, get it out of harm's way on the run. Eagles coming down the pitch with Chavez, who already has a goal in this game. And Hobbs will control. That's Chacon trying to get it back to Chavez, going to be deflected and back onto the feet of Atrisco. They'll move it forward. It's a 2-on-2 break.
Wow.
Working through traffic as Ornelas takes it from the right to the left, gets bumped off by Rodriguez. Got to be careful you don't do that. Ornelas trying to find a little space. Rodriguez still right with him. And finally Rodriguez manages to kind of break it up. Good defensive play, but a bad pass will go out, and Atrisco will regain possession.
Yeah, that was a very good defense, Rodriguez, because that gave Hobbs time for their defense line to get back. Their defense had pulled up really in midfield, and that gave him a chance to get back and defend the goal.
Chavez will just knock it away. And Atrisco now, seemingly with all the momentum in this match on their side. Villarreal on the far side.
They're really attacking Hobbs, making Hobbs play. Think about defense only right now.
Pacheco sends a wobbler that'll go over the goal and out. It'll be Hobbs soccer with 22.5 minutes remaining in the match.
Hobbs leading 1-0.
So Rodriguez, he'll be the one to do the kick from the goal box. And just going to settle it in right in the middle. Hobbs heading down the field. Hobbs taking a minute to just kind of take a breath. Atrisco has definitely been on the attack. They'll get it up to Chavez, who has a blocker going with him. Comes to the middle, sends it on goal, but it'll be wide to the left. Just got a little bit of a flyer on him right there. So out and over to Atrisco, but taking the shot on goal. He saw a little seam and he took it. I like the aggression. We click down towards the halfway point of this deciding half of soccer in the 5A quarterfinals. And the kick out. Atrisco just going to control softly. Moving it to Corral Torres. He's going to take it into the middle and trying to get it up to a breaking man, but Villarreal just going to knock it away as they were trying to get Ornelas breaking, but he was well behind where that kick went. Just let him way too far, but they'll still have it deep in the Hobbs zone, and it'll go out. Should stay a Atrisco ball as we're now right at the halfway mark.
Just right at.
Course,
just a little more than 20 minutes.
Of course, with the extra time, that'll
some
change.
Stoppage that will add to it.
And the throw in, and Atrisco bangs one home. They really did think that Stefan Molinar was going to pass that one out. Instead, he saw a little daylight, and he slams that one home. Molinar puts it in the back of the net, and we've got a whole new game here at Watson Stadium, tied at 1 apiece right at the halfway mark of the half. And they've been on the attack for about 7 minutes, and you just cannot give any team that many opportunities and that many looks. And so Stefan Molinar, one of the midfielders actually coming up helping out the senior, bangs it home for the Jaguars.
And it really was one of those instances where Atrisco kind of was just kicking it around, doing what they normally had been doing, and all of a sudden it was that fast break and that opportunity that was just lightning fast. They took it and got it in, so it was a little bit of a surprise.
And Atrisco, their fans, I think they have got almost as many fans as the stands as Hobbs does, and they are definitely being loud. So Atrisco definitely traveling well. And a little bit of a collision in front of the Hobbs bench as the Jaguars will wind up with the ball. Hobbs will come through. Right now, Hobbs looks like they're just kind of trying to play keep away as Atrisco's saying, let's go win this thing. I think Hobbs needs a little change of strategy.
Hobbs has got to start being more aggressive and try to control the ball and attack Atrisco.
So Molinari gets it back momentarily, but it is stolen away. Back into the middle of the field for the Eagles. So Hobbs spins it around with Candelario. But back over to Atrisco and Molinar. Comes near side to Corral Torres. Feeds it forward to Molinar, who's looking for a little bit of room. He'll take it into the corner, send it across the field. A header, not on goal though. Now back out into the middle, and we're going to have a foul right in the middle of the field on Atrisco. It'll be Hobbs' ball. One of the Heritage players just knocked down one of the Eagles. Put some pads on that kid. He could probably play middle linebacker with hits like that.
Sorry, I'm just now adjusting the scoreboard to reflect our 1-all status here with just under 20 minutes left to play in this match.
The kickoff from the end zone. Atrisco will control it. Well, that'll be Vega. And it'll be tapped out by Hobbs. Be a throw in. Nope, they're going to say last off of the Jaguars. So the throw in for the Eagles and Camano. Pardon me.
No, Camano's going to leave it off. And actually it's going to be, I think,
Mercado. So Mercado will throw it in and immediately going to be stolen away by Vega. Vega gets bumped off of the ball, and yep, it'll be a free kick for Vegas. Getting the hip check in him is Javier Rodriguez.
I think Hobbs has really got to quit just being back on their heels and letting Atrisco be the aggressor here. I mean, we're spending a lot more time in the Hobbs zone than we are in Atrisco's zone. And Hobbs needs to kind of flip that around. They've got to, we're tied. They've got to be aggressive and try to break the tie.
Is Atrisco going to send it right into the middle, and then a header that goes over and lazily towards goal as Arona handles it easily. But again, Hobbs has got to find a way to just start getting some pressure back the other way, as Atrisco has all of the momentum right now. Hobbs is playing back on their heels just a bit. And Atrisco with a steal coming up through the middle. That young man had looked. He had a man running free on the near side in Corral Torres. Hobbs will steal it away, though. Had a very narrow window in which he could have sent it through. Chacon will bring it up.
Here we go.
He'll feed it forward and right into the teeth of the Jaguar defense. He'll just pop it back out near midfield and takes a little bit of a funny bounce. And Molinar will pick it up at the 30-yard stripe. And trying to get a little bit fancy there. Hobbs will steal it away, but it'll go right back onto the feet of Atrisco. Corral Torres now with it from the near side, takes it towards the middle. Just a little deke, and he'll send it over in a long kick as Arona will handle it as Molinar tried it from about 35 yards out.
That was a nice pass, though. It really was. It was Atrisco is just working a little bit better, a little smoother on their transitions, and they're passing just a little bit better. Hobbs has really got to get aggressive and play more offense than defense here.
Yes, they do. So Hobbs trying to get something going, anything going. Again, Atrisco will just take it away, and a tackle by the Eagles and Castano Hobbs. But Atrisco will get it as Molinar to the 30. Hobbs will trap him up. He'll take it back to Lada. As Lada going to set it. Gets it over to the far side to Perez, who's back into the game. Hobbs will take it away momentarily. And, yep, we're going to have a foul, and I think we're going to have a free kick as Fabrizio Diaz tried to split two Eagle defenders, and he should have a free kick from there. He can put that on goal. We'll see what Coach Javier Hernandez wants to do. If he wants to try for the play towards the goal, or if he wants to see if he can get it off of somebody's head, or what he wants to do.
Well, they're going to kick it out.
So it'll be from the 27 of the football field, so that would be the 37 yards to the goal line. As Atrisco, their fan base really raising a ruckus. I could do without the Vuvuzela things. I hated that when the World Cup was in South Africa. And again, the Atrisco has traveled well, and they're definitely out shouting the Hobbs crowd, who's a little down on their heels right now.
Yeah, Hobbs has gone pretty quiet. Now, Atrisco is not winning. It's simply tied up. But Atrisco is being very aggressive right now.
Yes, they are. And we've got an Atrisco player down on the field, and he's going to get up and limp off. Is coming out and being helped off the field is Sotelo.
So we'll
Not
have
sure
a player
if that's
go in for
not sure
him.
if that's a Manu Award nominee or not.
We also have a couple of.
He seems to actually be in.
Yeah, we have a couple
some
of
distress.
Hobbs players coming in as well. So Coach Lopez using the opportunity to go to sub in some fresh legs and some fresh heads.
Coach Chavez.
Coach Chavez, sorry. Yeah. Sorry, I said Lopez. But.
And so it'll be a free kick from 37 yards out and towards the goal, and Hobbs will just head it away. But Atrisco will continue to control right in the middle of the field, and a little pop-up is Ornelas sends it through the uprights. No points for that, but on goal, just high.
So still tied, one apiece with 15 minutes left to play in this one, plus whatever stoppage time is accrued.
And, of course, after stoppage time, we will go to overtime if we are still tied. I do not believe it is sudden death, but so Hobbs soccer. They'll get it out. Moving it forward is Sebastian Ron, who's back into the game.
We do have to have a victor in today's match. It will not be allowed to end as a tie today.
Yeah, there will be no draw in this match. So Hobbs soccer as it ricochets through, but Atrisco comes back and will re-control it. Now they'll send it back to their keeper, Corral, who sends it back to midfield. Ron comes up, hits it off the top of his head. But a couple of mishits, and somehow Atrisco going to save it, and they're going to have a chance to run up the far sideline. Weaving through traffic again. If they do a cross pitch pass,
save.
They've got a chance. But, yeah, good job by Hobbs.
Good save by that defense man there, the right fullback.
And now we're going to have a foul called on Atrisco, I believe. Or, nope, it'll be on Hobbs. So we're going to have the free ball for Atrisco.
But it's being kicked in, at an angle from the just beyond the Atrisco bench.
Yeah, and just beyond midfield.
Right.
We'll just send it rolling over to Moreno on the near side. He'll kick it a little bit harder up to Molinar. Molinar sends it on goal. As Arona will take it, and he'll immediately just bounce it out to Middleton on the far side, who leaves it in the middle for Chacon, who gets it taken away from him, picked his pocket. And the Eagles just having all kinds of fits with this defense. So now Molinar is getting on him as Ron. Molinar works through traffic, leaves it off for Ornelas. And now sending it back out as Atrisco will reset, but a little bit of a miss kick. Hobbs with it is Ron on the horse. Pardon me, that was Mercado on the horse, but taken away. But he'll get it right back on a miss hit. Mercado with a chance. Sends it on goal and knocked away at the last second by Corral. A great chance there for Abraham Mercado, who got it off a misplay and had a wide open look. The credit where credit is due for Corral. Back near midfield is now the Hobbs Eagle faithful starting to come back as Andrew Chacon will bring it down the near sideline. Looking for somebody across the middle. Will send it into the middle, but nobody home. And Hobbs will have to come out and re-get it about the 15-yard line. Chacon controls it. That's Yahir who sends it in, and another stop by Corral. Corral has earned his paycheck, as they say, these last couple of minutes, as another tackle as one of the Jaguars goes down, slow to get up, but he's back up as into the front court, into the offensive zone. Come the Jaguars. Bad pass stolen away by the Eagles, still tied at 1 as Villarreal takes a header at the 40-yard line. He's upended.
Simply comes back into the field of play, but they are going to.
Perfectly all right. Yep, it will be a free kick for
Hobbs.
It will be,
but they'll get it just beyond midfield. Across field from us.
And so kicking it away for the Eagles on the free kick will be Malachi Rodriguez. The senior defenseman sends it deep into the Hobbs offensive zone. Hobbs will get it up about the 20. And now Molinar will have a little bit of running room. trying to get a break, but he holds up wisely and waits for reinforcements. Feeds it to Ornelas on the far side. Now a long pass, trying to get Molinar coming into the middle, and a collision as Arona comes out of his keep position and tries to get it very dangerous. And Molinar is down and he's up. But very slow to get up inside the goal box. On the far sideline, Pacheco going to get tripped up by Chacon and last touched by Pacheco. So going to stay in the possession. Nope, I was going to say the flag indicated that it was Hobbs' possession, but okay. So Hobbs on the throw-in from deep in their own defensive end.
Hold on, we got our goalkeeper's down on his back.
As Arona got absolutely crunched, and that was dangerous for him to come out and try and cut off that angle. I know why you do it.
Sure, but it also left the goal wide open with just one, maybe two Hobbs defensemen back there to be able to guard it. But still, that was, and in the process, he got hit really hard. And he's asking to be pulled up. We'll see what happens.
We will, and we think we will have a.
I think he's going to come out.
He is going to come out, and so we'll have Vicente Cortez come in. The backup keeper, the senior for the Eagles, will come in as Arona has played a whale of a game other than one shot that just came through on him. You hate to see anybody get hurt.
Right, and it may be that he's just shaken up a little bit, might have gotten the wind knocked out of him. He's walking it out just a little bit, but.
Clock is stopped with 10:36 remaining in the match. All tied at 1. Winner moves on. The loser gets ready for basketball season.
So timeout taken, and
while we've got a
both
moment,
teams huddling.
Thanks to Global Green Insurance and Jorge Guerra, bringing you Hobbs Eagle State Tournament Soccer here on HobbsAmerica.com and the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel. Again, the Hobbs girls winning earlier 3-0. Congratulations to them. They'll move on to take on top-seeded Cibola on Wednesday.
The winner of this game moves on to play Santa Fe in Santa Fe on Wednesday in the state boys semifinal match. So it looks like out of the timeout, the players are drifting back out on the field. We will see.
And it will be Cortez.
Will be Cortez, who will be the new goalkeeper for Hobbs. So we hope Arona is okay.
So Cortez, the senior, going to get his opportunity here. This is one of them you've just got the feeling that next goal wins it. And both keepers have played extremely well today.
And this just means this gives Hobbs even more, underscores the importance of Hobbs coming out, being aggressive and trying to keep the ball out of their zone and try to keep possession of that ball and move it down into Atrisco Heritage and try to spend as much time taking shots on goal in their end of the field as they can, at their end of the pitch. So we hope that Hobbs, out of this timeout, is going to come out even more motivated to play aggressively. And the best defense is a good offense. So if you can keep that ball in offensive hands and with your forwards, your striker, and midfielders, and let your defensemen stay back and give as much help to our new goalkeeper as possible, that's going to be what Hobbs needs to do.
Absolutely. So waiting on them to get everybody in and reset. Ready to go. An unexpected timeout for both of these teams. Kind of catch their breath a little bit. As the new keeper in the game for the Eagles is Vicente Cortez. If you've just joined us, Marcel Arona came out of his goal box to help cut off and defend a play and was injured in a collision. It will be Hobbs soccer on the throw-in from the near side. Villarreal tosses it in high, and it'll be taken away. Nope, Hobbs will control now. It'll be taken away. They're just going to move it around. Chacon comes through the middle, has it kicked from behind, and it'll go out. So it should be Hobbs. They're moving the ball forward. Yeah, it will be Hobbs soccer in front of the Jaguars bench. And tossing it in. Hobbs on the far side. Kicks it around, trying to find somebody in the middle. Get a little bit of space, but knocked away the last minute. We are going to have a foul called on, I believe that's going to be on Chavez. as he came all the way through. One of the members of the Jaguars squad back defending. That was Ornelas. So it'll go back into the hands of Atrisco. They'll have a free ball, free kick from around 15 yards from the goal, around the 5-yard line and on the football field. And the kick will come back to near midfield. And it's kind of an up in the air ball. Hobbs looking for something, anything, tied at 1. First half was all Eagles. Second half has been all Atrisco, tied at 1. Kicking it across the middle, but nobody home. Atrisco gets it back, but there for the Eagles is Camano. Camano across the field, but it'll be intercepted. Trying to work it to Middleton, who sends it just wide of the goal.
And over.
And over.
Little long, little high, little wide, but still, you got to look for and take those shots when you have them.
Yes, you do.
You never know what may happen.
Yeah, you need something funny off of a head, or
that's right,
or a knee, or something, or a foot,
or even the top or side of the goal of the goal box itself. You never know.
Long kick in, and Hobbs will take it over, but it'll go, well, saving it, keeping it from going out again. Atrisco still on the attack. Hobbs has not been able to get anything sustained as Middleton finds a little room, makes it himself. He's going up the far sideline, kicks it forward, going for the steep angle of attack, gets it inside to Chavez off of him, and then a quick follow-up by Villarreal that is knocked away from behind by Atrisco. Again, we've seen that 3 or 4 times where Hobbs looks like they are on the breakaway and has a shot at it, but an Atrisco defender gets back and knocks it away from the Eagles.
That's right, and that's going to be a corner kick for the Eagles, though. So a good opportunity here. Line it up and try to get a good pass or a deflection off of a head or a chest into the net here.
And so they're going to change their mind, and they're going to let Middleton do the kicking.
They're just going to have a
they're going to have
a free ball, the throw in.
So they're going to have the throw in, and the header is up, and Arona gets a hand on it. It is loose and does not go in, and we will have a foul called on the Eagles in the middle as Jose Corral stopped the initial attack and then was knocked to the ground. So goes over to Atrisco. 7:20 remaining in the match as the sun starts coming right in our windows here.
And right into the camera, there is something, I think it's a spider's web that is in, if you'll pardon me, I'm going to try to pull that away from the lens there. I think there's a spider web that's, I think that was causing a little blind spot there in the center of the camera. I think that's off now.
And
Could
so
be.
It'll be Atrisco as they will come into the Hobbs offensive end. Trying to find a little room to work. It'll be Valdez who just checked into the game. He controls it where he will work against Rodriguez. Valdez gets his pocket picked by Rodriguez, who will feed it back up. And it'll go out of bounds, throw in for Atrisco. And Fabrizio Diaz, nope, they're going to hand it off to Pacheco. He'll do the throw in. So again, Atrisco going to send in a few subs.
About 6.5 minutes left to play in this match, plus stoppage time. So here we are, all tied up, 1 apiece. Both teams are going to become more and more desperate with, I think we're going to see some very frantic back and forth and heavy defense, but really aggressive offense by both teams here, back and forth in these last few minutes.
Yeah, I think you're right, with 6:10 remaining. So Pacheco will throw it in. Hobbs, it'll come off the top of a head and out, so it'll be another throw in for the Jaguars. And the Eagles have just been back on their heels seemingly this entire second half. So Pacheco to throw it in again, puts it kind of into dead space, and Rodriguez, he'll head it over. Got a little help there, and knocking it back and out are the Eagles. The Eagles at this point almost look like they want this to go to overtime. They're really not trying to possess and move the ball. They're just trying to keep Atrisco away from their own goal.
Yeah, with the exception of a couple of 3 good runs and shots on goal, they've been playing mostly defense.
So Atrisco with it near midfield as moving it in. That'll be Adrian Vega. Vega works on the far side against Middleton, and it'll be kicked away by Villarreal and out over into the long jump pit. So Atrisco, their fans up and chanting and blowing on the vuvuzelas. And it'll be a Atrisco ball as they control in the backfield, just scooping it, tossing it into the Atrisco zone. Hobbs getting a little run now will be Torres Corral. Looking for a little room on the side. Sends it towards the middle, and another kick back to Torres Corral, who hits it off of the hip, but he was out of bounds. Almost hipped that one in on Vicente Cortez, who has taken over as the keeper for the Eagles. Now Rodriguez to kick it away. They'll send it out, but again, Atrisco takes it right back, feeding it towards the left side. Rodriguez is just pretty much staying back, almost acting like a second goalie back there.
And sometimes when you have a backup goalkeeper in, that's kind of what you are looking at anyway. You need all the help from at least one or two defensemen as you can back there. And that does make that means the midfield has to shift back a little bit, and that makes you weaker on offense. It makes you weaker on the attack.
4 minutes remaining in regulation before we get into stoppage time. Hobbs with it now, trying to get a little bit of a run, and just feeding it too far out of the reach of anybody. Goes out, and so it'll go back over to Atrisco. Clock continues to move, all tied at 1. You can feel the tension here at Watson Stadium. Of course, it was 2:11 left in the first half when Hobbs scored their goal. They'd like to get another late one here to escape with the victory. So the throw in from Atrisco, but Hobbs will take it back. Kimano over near side to Castano Hobbs, and trying to get Joshua Chavez, who has the Eagle goal, a little bit of space, but was pinned in by a couple of Jaguars.
He meant that mostly as a pass, trying to get that down to somebody who could take a shot on goal rather than a shot on goal itself. It really was more of a pass. It just didn't work out.
So Atrisco takes it away, and we're actually going to have a foul on Hobbs, so give it back to Atrisco. So a turnover on the foul, and we're going to have a free kick from midfield, the 45 in Atrisco territory, where this American football, 55 yards out from their own goal, 65 out from the Hobbs goal. And the long pass in, just trying to get it into traffic, and it'll come to a dead spot where Atrisco will take control of it again. Clock continues to move, 2:23 left in regulation plus stoppage time, all tied at 1. And it goes out of bounds, and it will be still a Atrisco ball on the throw-in.
As we clock down to close to 2 minutes left plus stoppage in this match, all tied up.
And we are at the 2-minute mark as of now, so we'll see how much stoppage time we get. All tied at 1. Over to the near side, and it'll go out of bounds. Not able to handle it was Corral Torres. So it'll go back to Hobbs. So we work through this first minute. We're not into stoppage time yet. About 90 seconds remaining. So Hobbs with it, trying to find Chavez. They do. He's got a little space, comes through the middle, feeds it forward, trying to get a breaking Chacon, but come out and taking it away is Corral, who will sling it back towards midfield, but Hobbs will intercept it. Hobbs now finally showing a little bit of life here late as we click down towards the end of regulation and we get ready for the stoppage time. Corral Torres to the middle. Working through is Ortiz. Ortiz going to be tackled. No call.
Steal.
Hobbs will get it back, and the steal for Yahir Chacon. Bounces it forward, trying to get it to Chavez. Coming out and just picking it up, though, is Corral. And we are now officially in stoppage time as the long kick out. It'll bounce, and that's a bad bounce. Hobbs going to have to get on that quickly. So Hobbs controls it, feeds it forward. And it'll be taken away by Atrisco. Atrisco missing a huge opportunity to the near side with Artalejo. Artalejo gets it taken away from him, and Hobbs, again, looking for some room. We're working through the stoppage time. That's Yahir Chacon. Gets it taken away from him. Into the middle to Artalejo. Artalejo feeds it forward. On the run, and a great block by Rodriguez, but right back in and over the head of the goalie. Marco Lotta had a shot at it and just sent it high.
High and wide to the right.
And I'm not sure Cortez, if that one had been on the mark, could have done anything with it. So the Eagles dodge a bullet right there. We are in extra time.
It'll be Rodriguez who will kick it back out toward midfield for Hobbs.
So Rodriguez to kick it away, and he will send it out, and that will be the end of regulation on the kickoff. And so we will have an overtime period here at Watson Stadium in this boys 2A quarterfinal matchup of the 2021 Fuddruckers NMAA State Soccer Championships. I'm TJ Miracle. She's Dawn Morgan. Thanks for being with us. Our coverage on the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com from our friends at Global Green Insurance and Jorge Guerra. We'll take a timeout, come back. This is Hobbs Eagles Soccer from the Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. Welcome back to Hobbs Eagles Soccer. It is overtime in this 5A quarterfinal game. I'm TJ Miracle with Dawn Morgan. The Eagles did win the toss, so we will play a 10-minute overtime period. Next score, I have a feeling, wins it. So 10 minutes on the clock. Of course, I don't think we go to the shootout in the playoffs. So 10 minutes to win it. And then we'll just keep playing. So Hobbs will control it, but immediately will go out of bounds and over to Atrisco. I think Atrisco is going to just play this overtime exactly like they played the second half. They came out and were just on the attack the entire time. Very aggressive, and Hobbs with their backup keeper in the game. We'll move the same way as we did in the overtime period. And a bounce will come into the midst of Corral. We'll bring it right up to the edge of the goal box and then kick it away. A pop-up on the near side, and it'll go out of bounds and back to Hobbs. So the team's having a couple of minutes to kind of catch their breath. And we wait for the ball to be retrieved from the stands. Of course, this game, there we go.
This match
brought to you by Global Green Insurance and Jorge Guerra. Hobbs ball on the inbound, on the throw-in, and getting a little room. That is Chavez coming up, trying to get the angle, kicks it, and it'll go out of the back of the zone. Never was able to get a shot as he was shadowed pretty well by Vega.
Sorry about that. I bumped the camera just at the last instant.
So kicking it for Atrisco will be Jaziel Perez. And again, the Atrisco fans have kind of taken over the stands. Much more into this than the Eagle faithful.
Or at least louder.
Yeah, at least louder. Of course, Hobbs' fans are kind of spread out a little bit. Atrisco's are all kind of sitting together.
True.
So
it's easy for them to get a little more unified, I think. Uh-oh, Atrisco back in control and on the...
Yep, trying to get back on the attack here in the overtime period. All tied up at 1. Winner moves on. The loser's season is over. Atrisco just playing it on the near side. A little bit of a missed kick as Camano will take it for Hobbs, and now they'll just work it back. Getting it to the middle. Castano Hobbs. And he'll send it over to Middleton, who, nice little nifty move, gets a little room. Comes up, bringing it in to the front of the box. Another little move. It is partially kicked away. He'll send it lightly towards the goal and swatted away at the last second by Corral, and it'll go in. Nope, going to be stopped by Corral right on the doorstep. This was hockey. That would be kick save and a beaut. I guess that works, too, for soccer. Bill Rodriguez, now it's going to be popped behind the Hobbs defense. Going to have to go on the run to go get it, and coming out is Vicente Cortez, who was taken over as the goalkeeper. Arona went out injured after a collision after he came out of his goal box. And so Cortez will send it back down the field for the Eagles. A little bit high. But Hobbs, another misplay. But Hobbs, nope, doesn't maintain control. Atrisco still on the attack. Sending it over to the far corner, and a shot in, but it'll go up and over and out and back over to the Eagles. So Hobbs soccer, as it'll be Cortez. Gonna get it over and set for the Eagles. I believe that's Mercado on the far side, gonna kick it away. All tied at 1. We are in the overtime period. So booting it away for the Eagles, and Atrisco immediately takes it off the header, and will take it back. Molinar working towards the middle, and Atrisco trying to find a little room. Hobbs will take it away, but Atrisco goes and immediately takes it right back. Artalejo feeds it to the near side. Now popping it into the middle is Pacheco. Again, the Hobbs defenders trying to get anything going. Villarreal, and another shot on goal.
But it was wide and to the right. No serious threat there.
Again, Atrisco has taken the old adage of anything you can put on goal has a chance. So again, kicking it away will be the Eagles, who have yet to really have. They had one good look right at the start of this overtime, but it's been all Atrisco since then. And a whistle sounds, and another foul on Hobbs.
Oh, Hobbs faithful do not like that.
No, they do not.
They are booing. They do not agree.
So it'll be Atrisco. They'll have the free kick.
But it will be, it'll be out beyond midfield in their zone, from their zone.
So they'll kick it from about the 40-yard mark. And they'll send it into the Eagle zone. Eagles headed away and move forward as working through traffic is Chacon. Brings it up the near side, trying to find a little room and going to be kicked away by Pacheco. But no room for Chacon to work as we are at the halfway point of the overtime period. All tied at 1. Hobbs going to be deep inside the Atrisco Heritage Zone. To the Eagles with an opportunity right here. It'll be Middleton to inbound, or to throw it in, I should say. From about the 10-yard mark, he'll send it in towards the middle. Hobbs trying to get the header up, and an Eagle is down, hurt in front of the goal, and on the bounce, it'll come right into the midst of Corral. I think that Eagle probably, from judging where he's holding, he got hit somewhere that wasn't so nice, and probably right in the gut, too. Juan Camano is the Eagle down. Camano going to be up, and he's not feeling too good. An injury, nope, they're going to keep the clock moving. 4:17 to go.
He's going to walk it out, looks
So
like.
he's up and walking it out.
Yep, he'll stay on the field.
So it'll be a kick for Atrisco Heritage Academy.
Well, they'll just kick it back out from there.
Yeah, Corral is telling his guys, go deep, I'll get it to you. And Hobbs going to come up and look. Now he's deciding, all right, I'm not going to kick it. I'm just going to come throw it. He'll come, and now he will kick it. Gets it into the middle of the field, and a Hobbs defender falls down. Gives Atrisco a chance to come over and get to it. Into space. Hobbs and Atrisco battling it out, one apiece, as trying to move it in was Artelejo, but taken away by Hobbs, but giving it back as Artelejo will chase it near side as it was last touched by Chavez for the Eagles. And so it'll stay Jaguar ball. So on the throw-in, it'll be number 5, Pacheco. So he'll bounce it in off the chest of Artelejo, who will send it back. Moving it forward is Diaz, trying to weave through traffic, and he attacks through, but Hobbs manages to knock it out as Stefan Molinar was going in on the attack.
And good defense by Hobbs then.
It was. The Eagle defense led by Ramirez doing a nice job. Or Rodriguez, pardon me. Atrisco with another throw-in. They've been living in the Hobbs zone about the last hour. And Artelejo moves in, long cross-pitch pass.
Nice block by Hobbs.
It was, trying to get it over to Ornelas. And now it'll be Vega. He finds a little room, feeds it into the middle.
Right in
and
front.
right off of the front end into the goal. And the second goal of the ball game for Stefan Molinar off of the foot of Adrian Vega, who gets the assist. And if this is sudden death, so that does it. The sudden death overtime game, and Atrisco Heritage is now knocked off the number 5 team in the state and now the number 4 team in the state. Stefan Molinar, his second goal of the game, makes it a 2-1 final in favor of Atrisco Heritage as the Jaguars make the trip to Hobbs and pull the upset.
And Hobbs players out on the field, understandably, they are crushed. They had such a great season. Their hopes were pinned on not just getting into the playoffs, but moving through the playoffs. And boy, I tell you though, but we talked about how dominant Atrisco was being, how aggressive, how they were living in Hobbs zone and taking many more shots on goal, and how dangerous it was for Hobbs to be pulled out from around the goal. And they made him pay. They got a good pass from almost from out of bounds, got that back in, made a good pass right into the center, right in front of the goal, and were able to send that in and beat that.
Yeah, Molinar had it, and he had a chance. It was a high pass, and he had to knock it down and reset it first. But
he
before
was
Hobbs
able to
could
get
come
that.
in, yeah,
Sure.
he did it and just
and right there,
home.
right there with and right there in front of the goal too. It's very hard when you're only about 10, maybe he was maybe 12 yards out in front of the goal. That's tough. It's tough for any goalkeeper to be able to defend against when that ball is coming in from that close and that hard. It was tough, and the substitute goalkeeper in for
Yeah, nothing Cortez could do
nothing.
about
Cortez really, he went for it. He tried, but he guessed the right direction it was coming in, but just wasn't able to get there soon enough to block that out and keep that goal from happening.
And so that will end the Hobbs Eagles season. They will finish up at 15-5, getting into the quarterfinals this year. Mizell Arona, Vicente Cortez, Daniel Shapiro, Giovanni Medina, Javier Rodriguez, Sebastian Ron, Abraham Mercado, Nelson Castano Hobbs, Andrew Chacon, Malachi Rodriguez, Eduardo Candelario, Alan Villarreal, Nathan Leon, Brian Rico, and Landon De Los Santos. The seniors on this team. Hobbs losing an awful lot of talent.
Yes, they do.
Off of this squad, which has had a lot of success. And so it'll be time for Coach Chavez to start doing a little rebuilding.
They have played, these guys who are seniors right now have played so many years together, so many years together. They have grown up together on the soccer pitch. They have played. They have had lots of success. They have helped. They have been part of that rebuilding of the Hobbs program, soccer program, and continued greatness over the last several years. And this was what they were working for, knowing that as seniors, this was their last chance. They felt confident that they could get into the playoffs and then move through and maybe play for the state championship. So again, all hopes really dashed with this upset by Atrisco Heritage, who came into this soccer match with nothing to lose. They came in as the underdog. They got here by upsetting Rio Rancho in order to even make it down here, and now they have pulled off the upset as a number 12 team against a number 4 seed. And Hobbs, it's just tough to take. My heart goes out to these guys, to this team, and to these seniors.
Well, it's a tough pill to swallow. So a split decision today here at Watson Stadium. The girls winning 3-0. The boys falling 2-1.
Now they did. It was a tie. It was a 1-1 tie at the end of regulation, but we went into overtime, into sudden death overtime, and of course Atrisco winning this one 2-1.
So congratulations to them, and that'll wrap up our coverage, courtesy of our friends at Global Green Insurance and Jorge Guerra, 2702 North Grimes in Hobbs. We appreciate his support of Hobbs Eagle and Lady Eagle Soccer. For Don Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle saying so long from Watson Stadium. This has been an exclusive presentation of New Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports under rights paid for by New Walmart Digital and granted by the New Mexico Activities Association. Good night, everybody.